Beautiful day today in Baltimore, early spring day. Logan Callahan going to go up against Matthew Paolatto, one of the top face-off men in the country, 6th in the country, number 27 in red for Rutgers. So it's going to be a big challenge for Callahan today at the dot. Rutgers wins possession. They'll go on offense first. Splain brings it into the offensive end. We'll get a chance to see this.
Combine a healthy Melendez with Charlie Eiler. That will give the Hopkins offense an extra boost.
Callahan wins this draw. We'll get a chance to see Hopkins now. First opportunity, 6 feet.
You have the sharpshooter and Chavette, and I think that's a balanced unit, and that allows more depth at the midfield. You'll put Dylan Bauer back at the midfield. Phillips and Chick can play at the midfield, so now you're running 2 deep midfielders in terms of units, and an attack that complements each other. Two-handed guys behind with Melendez and Eiler, and then the sharpshooter, the wing, Stoller. If he switches to his left, yeah, he gets away from the pressure, and then he's running in stride, but he loses some angle there. That was a high-level difficulty of a shot to shoot while you're running against the grain there.
Chavette is out. Don't know how long. We're going to have to keep an eye on 91. Already without Russell Melendez and Stuart Phillips to start this game. So
yeah,
Chavette,
too.
Yeah, if Chavette is out, that's their entire starting attack from the first game of the year, not in this game.
Yeah, and the rest of those guys are natural righties, Cotter, so when you lose Chavette, who's a lefty, that kind of just adds a little salt to the wound.
Splain picks it up.
From the chaos last year, and Knobloch and Scott, and don't forget about Joe Nardella, along with Trevor Baptiste. They're 2 of the greatest face-off guys of all time, and that tells you that Brian Breck's system is fast. It allows for creativity, and it's a system where players are groomed to play in the PLL, where it's talent, right? He's able to find talent, and he's able, to be honest with you though, Cotter, I don't think Hopkins needed to slide there. I think they created more offense by sending the double to Cardilla too early.
Callahan and Paolatto continue their battle, 2 of the best in the country. This time Callahan gets the better of it. Tough pass for Bauer. Can't handle it. This is at least the 3rd time, Kark, that Hopkins has won possession
of his career, and I think this kid's ceiling is super, super high. When I was watching his high school tape, preparing for the Syracuse game, I was floored by how two-handed he was, how creative he was, the soft hands, and then pass it to Colin Kelly with all that pressure on him. You won't see a stat there for Cardilla, but the hockey assist made that play rain. Last few years, and then you have Sam King, who's putting up monster numbers for Harvard, and Chris Kavanaugh, for my money, in May. Who's going to bet against that guy from Notre Dame?
Yeah, Michigan right now leading Maryland 10-8 in the 4th quarter, start of the 4th. Rutgers trying to get another one here. The Knights have no quit in them at all. Colin Cardilla. And just like that, Rutgers is back on top as Maryland is finding out right now at home against Michigan. You better lace them up every single game in league play. Otherwise, you're going to get burned. The margin of error is razor thin here, Kark.
Paolatto with a great face-off win, and credit Rutgers when you put Cardilla at attack. He's a natural midfielder, but you want him on the field all the time. If he's playing midfield, he's waiting for a substitution to get on the field. They can't afford not to have him on the field. So 88 in red, who's a midfielder, plays attack for moments like that. So on the point of the break, you have your best outside shooter slinging it.
League play is a different animal, whether you're talking about Coach Brecht entering Big Ten play, whether you're talking about the
injured Russell Melendez, Johnny on the spot.
Callahan comes out of there with it. This point, the biggest challenge for Hopkins.
You have this monster who can shoot through anyone. So he doesn't even need to separate or have a clean break, Cotter, to get his shot off. His bottom hands is just too powerful. He rips through defensive pressure. He is a force.
coming off back-to-back 30-point seasons, well on his way to another one this year. And the horn sounds to end what has been a heck of an entertaining first half of lacrosse. Neither so.
And it's allowing Rutgers to hang around. And we mentioned it's the start of conference play, Big Ten lacrosse. Give this young team a reason to believe, right? Like they've taken it on the chin at 4-5, but Coach Breck's message all week is the start of a new season, Big Ten play. And all these young first and second year players, the Cardillas of the world, the Carden Stollers of the world, they now have the needed experience to get into Big Ten play and match a team like Johns Hopkins.
Face-off violation by Callahan to start this second half, and a great start for Rutgers, like they started the first half. This time it's Cardilla who buries it, and we're right back to even.
The second time, Cotter, because of the switch from midfield to attack, he is settled and situated off a quick whistle to let it fly. He's had two righty hammer shots from the outside off of a face-off wing and a quick whistle, which has allowed him to set his feet. If he was playing his regular midfield spot like last year, he's not on the field in those moments because he's substituting through the box.
Callahan couldn't take that draw because of the violation last time out, so instead, it's Rutgers who gets it, and it's Paolatto who gives the Scarlet Knights the lead. A dream starts in the second half. For Rutgers on the road, they retake the advantage.
Grad student out of Union College going to the banks for his last year of eligibility. 6 nationally in face-off wins. D1 has not been the transition or the struggle that many people thought it could be, because this guy is a bona fide star.
First goal as a member of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Couldn't have come at a better time on the road. And Rutgers retakes the lead with 2 quick ones here in the first 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds in this conferences in the country over the last decade.
2015, that was the last time Johns Hopkins went to championship weekend with Joel Tinney and Ryan Brown. And Rutgers, that's when they started really to emerge with the Joe Nardellas and Scott Betas of the world. And kind of played in 5 games, only 1 goal, 1 assist. We've seen him on the field a lot more in this game and making the most of an opportunity, drawing the eyes of the Hopkins defense and finding Kelly, who just sets his feet and lets it fly. Kelly, I mentioned earlier too, he's a Canisius transfer. You've got Hayden Summer, a sophomore. All these guys who were kind of quiet heading into the contest have perked up, and they're alive. And for Hopkins, that was a third quarter of disaster. They're outscored 4-0. They shoot 0 for 8, and they have 4 turnovers.
These two, Callahan and Paolatto, continue their battle. That's going to be epic here in the fourth quarter.
Searching for the guy who could separate with some pop, some explosiveness from a foot perspective, right? Like who's separating from their defenders. Today, it's been Hayden Summer. He has proven to be a guy who deserves to be on the
break. This face-off is massive, and both Paolatto and Callahan have been equally effective today. Both, only 1 face-off separating both of them all day long. It has been a war at the stripe. Can Paolatto pick up the GB? Can. It's right at his doorstep. Still loose. Finally, it's Splain who picks it up in possession to Rutgers. Will they keep it, though? No, they throw it away.
Against Zeller. Just don't like the body language and the lack of stepping to the ball out of Jelinas there.
It's going to be a fun bus ride up the New Jersey Turnpike back to Piscataway, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Defense does their typical job there today.
Hopkins have missed their last 15 shots, and they went almost 27 game minutes without a goal. I mean, just, you can't go that kind of a drought and hope to be able to win a game in league play.
No, and with all the guys missing, with injuries and what have you, and listen, you look at it on paper, it doesn't look like a ton, right? Melendez is out, but Melendez being out just changes everything because it disrupts